Okay, so let's look at this journal article. This is a scholarly journal article published in the Journal of Nutritional Science. So scholarly, peer-reviewed, great source on the outside, all right? So if I had just looked at the authors and the publisher and the date, I might be feeling pretty good about this article. This sort of shows why it's so important to look at purpose. The title of this is Skipping Breakfast Leads to Weight Loss, but also Elevated Cholesterol, compared with consuming daily breakfasts of oat porridge or frosted cornflakes in overweight individuals. So basically what that means, if you take away all the academic speak, is that this article is saying that they did a study that shows that eating oatmeal or frosted flakes actually leads to better cholesterol than skipping breakfast. So they're saying you should eat oatmeal rather than skipping breakfast. So this is a scholarly article. If you look through it, it's set up like a scholarly article. It is a scholarly article. So you can read about the study design, the participants, here's some tables, read about how they did the study, blah, blah. We're going to keep scrolling down. Here's the results. If I read this without looking at the purpose or for looking for anything out of the ordinary, I would think to myself, what a great study. This is so interesting. I guess I need to eat oatmeal every day and lower my cholesterol, right? So let's keep scrolling down. Look at this. There is an acknowledgement section. It's always good to find the acknowledgements or the funding, or there's always generally a little extra bit that you can try to find anything sketchy. So we can see right away, we thank Yi Feng of PepsiCo for his helpful comments on the manuscript. That makes me think, why is PepsiCo giving comments on this manuscript? That sounds weird. This is a scholarly journal article. Why is Pepsi giving comments? Do they have a vested interest? Have they given money for this? Okay, what does that mean? And then, ding, ding. The present study was funded by Quaker Oats Center of Excellence, PepsiCo R&D Nutrition. The funder contributed to the study design and editing of the manuscript. Do you know what this means? This means that we cannot trust anything that was said in this scholarly journal article, right? Even though it was published by a scholarly journal written by scholars who know what they're talking about, this whole thing was funded by Quaker Oats and by PepsiCo. And the funder, aka Quaker Oats and Pepsi, contributed to the study design and the editing of the manuscript. So this is really biased, guys. Like, this is truly like Quaker Oats has a vested interest in making sure that people read this article and think to themselves, oh, I need to buy oatmeal and I need to buy Frosted Flakes, which is by Quaker Oats, right? So this is so biased. If this hadn't been funded by Quaker Oats, we would think to ourselves, okay, this is probably actually really good information. But since it was published by the company that wants you to buy oatmeal, it's really biased, and this is not great information. If a student gave me this as a source, I would not be pleased, because the purpose of this one gets a score of a 0 from me because it is so biased. It is literally just saying, hey, we want you to buy our oatmeal because we funded this study, right? They weren't going to have any other outcome to the study other than, hey, Quaker Oats are good for you. So for that reason, it's so important to look for these types of things. Always try to figure out who funded a particular study. If it was funded by a company like this, it's probably not the best source, and I would not trust it.